So I just watched the third episode of Shingeki no Kyojin or Attack on Titan, and I kinda decided to make a video on my thoughts on this also spring anime season series, and so here I am doing it. So this series is based in a manga series written and illustrated by Hajime Isayama, and the genre of the series could be labeled as action, drama, fantasy, military, shonen, and superpowers. So, the first episode, it happens in a world that is kinda a medieval world in some sense, a medieval European world in some sense, where mankind is living behind walls because there are menace to humans that are known as titans, and titans are huge humanoids that are carnivorous, and basically it's regular humans. So the three main characters of the series initially, Eren Yeager, Mikasa Ackerman, and Armin Arlart, are living on a small town near the first wall called Shingensuna, and the wall is not was not breached, I think, for the past 100 years. And the main character, Aaron Eager, is always displeased uh, how the humans can live behind walls and do not try to reclaim the planet again as their own. Also, the father of Aaron Yeager apparently is a notorious medic, scientist, researcher, something like that. Very famous because he did save the town from an epidemic that raged a few years ago. Mikasa Ackerman is like a foster sister of Erin Yeager because Erin saves her in the past when her family was murdered. And Armin Arlott is, I think, one of the few friends of Erin Yeager. A bit usually this guy Armin is bullied by others, and in the first episode Aaron did again apparently save him once more. So then there was an attack of titans. A huge red titan appeared and breached the wall and invaded the town of these characters, and like is in their nature, they began hunting humans and eat them up. Um, and Eren Yeager sees his mother being devoured by a titan. And basically, the first episode ends when Erin, Mikasa, and Armin um, live in a boat for the second wall. Um, in the second episode, they are trying to live as refugees. Uh, Aaron has a kind of a nightmare with his father that is sticking needles on him, and he later on is wake, waked up by Mikasa and freak out, or partially freaked out, and with a key on his neck, that apparently this key belongs, or is the key to his father lab, and because apparently his father disappeared. So the second episode is all around Erin, Mikasa, and Armin trying to survive in the new reality. They are refugees, and the people of the second wall do is not quite fond of helping all the survivors, all the refugees that fled from, or there that were able to escape from the first wall, that at the same time was abandoned by the government. So the second episode ends when they decided to join the army to fight against the Titans and reclaim vengeance, especially Aaron, that wants to have vengeance for his mother. Then we came to the third episode. They are in the training camp of the army. Uh, Mikasa apparently is considered a prodigy. Armin, a medium uh, prodigy. But Aaron, even if he says he wants to become a soldier and that he wants to become to the outside, even if he says to other fellow recruits that he wants to join a group, or a special group of the army that is not only protecting the walls but actually goes behind the walls and fights against the Titans, he constantly fails the training. At this point, he gets acquainted with two other characters, one called Rainer Brown and the other called Bertold Hoover, that also came from a mountain region that was attacked at the same time that, or shortly after, the town where Erin, Mikasa, and Armin lives be attacked. This remote area is apparently also attacked, and they are again among the few survivors of that region. And mainly that's the episode, because at the end of the third episode, he, after his instructor ordered other recruit to change belt with him, he is able to surpass this training, because apparently his belt was defectuous. And that's the third episode mainly. And I'm liking a lot of this series. For me, is also one of the candidates to become part of the top 5 anime series for 2013, the spring season, obviously. And I loved the characters. They are not much developed so far. However, I think they will be quite elaborate later on. But for now, the few development that mainly these three characters show, it's important. There was also a girl that appeared in this episode. I don't remember his name, but it was also an important character because when the instructor was talking, she was eating a potato, and then she was punished to run until she dropped almost from exhaustion. But I feel that this girl, these three, these other two they met, and more one or two characters that appeared in this episode, but I don't remember their names, will be very important in the future of the series. So, also, I love the battle scenes. I read something that the manga is a much more gore and much more heavier in the scenes when the humans are being devoured by titans and so on. Uh, the anime does not go so far, uh, but even so, the first episode was pretty gore in a way, especially when Aaron's mother was devoured by a titan. And other people, obviously. Also, one thing that I'm loving about this series is the opening sequence. The opening sequence is monumental, is very beautiful, fantastic. They merge the orchestra, the symphony of the orchestra with the presentation images of the anime. The opening sequence is brilliantly made, either in a graphic way, either in a musical way, and honestly, I'm loving uh, this series, and for me is most likely one of the top 5 series for the spring anime season of 2013. Well, this is my first impressions and also a small review about the 3 episodes that already came out. Most likely, I will be doing also a review on this series in a weekly basis. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Stay well, peace. See you tomorrow because I think that tomorrow Data Live will come out and I will try to make a review for that series also. So, peace. See you tomorrow.